Number 20, Elgin Baylor. Baylor is credited as being the league's first ever franchise player, playing for the Lakers, which at the time were an ailing franchise on the verge of bankruptcy, drafted him with the first pick in the 1958 NBA draft. His arrival breathed new life into the team, transforming them into one of the most important and storied sports teams on the planet. In fact, the NBA as a whole would not be the league it is now without Baylor. His acrobatic style of play and ability to play above the rim helped shape the game we know and love today. I've been the depth of the ocean with him. I loved him like a brother. And I still do today. This is one of the greatest men I've ever met in my life. Number 19, Moses Malone. Beginning his career as a member of the ABA's Utah Stars, Moses later joined the NBA later during the merger, where he quickly made his mark as a rebounder. Malone's play on both sides of the court helped earn him his first MVP award in 1979 with the Rockets. He would later replicate that feat in 1982, while also taking the Rockets to the finals and receiving the honor a third time the following year as a member of the 76ers. After that dominant regular season, Moses led the stellar Sixers team on a playoff run that saw them go 12-1, culminating in a sweep of the Lakers, earning Moses a Finals MVP. Moses is singularly the greatest influence in my NBA career. He taught me how to work hard. Number 18. Charles Barkley. The round mound of rebound. Sir Charles, Chuck, or whatever you'd like to call him, came out of arguably one of the greatest draft classes ever in 1984. In fact, he's considered not only one of the greatest basketball players to never win a championship, but one of the greatest athletes in all of professional sports to not accomplish the feat, period. Despite losing to Michael Jordan's Bulls in his lone finals appearance in 1993, he still finished as that year's regular season MVP. You led your team in assists, you led them in rebounds, you led them in points. And you led them to the best record in the NBA. Barkley truly excelled in almost every aspect of the sport. In fact, he was only the fourth player to ever finish his career with 20,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and 4,000 assists. From Leeds, to Auburn, to Philadelphia, to Phoenix, to Houston, to TNT, now it finishes up at the Hall of Fame, and I thank y'all. Number 17, Kevin Garnett. KG broke the mold in a number of ways, starting with his decision to jump straight from high school to the pros. At the time, pundits deemed this a controversial and foolish move, which no player had even attempted in 20 years. However, Garnett soon proved his doubters wrong and immediately made an impact on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I actually enjoyed just being young and being a kid, man. In his second year, Garnett propelled the T-Wolves to the playoffs for the first time in their history. They would reach the playoffs in each of the next 7 seasons. However, Garnett would soon grow dissatisfied with the supporting cast and was shipped to the Boston Celtics, where he formed one of the NBA's first Big Three super teams alongside Paul Pierce and Ray Allen. Soon after joining the Celtics, Garnett was finally able to lift the Larry O'Brien Trophy. 16. Steph Curry. This point guard fundamentally revolutionized three-point shooting in basketball. While the NBA has had its share of three-point specialists throughout the years, the concept behind shooting threes were generally seen as a novelty shot or employed in emergency buzzer-beater situations. That all changed with Curry. Since Curry and his Golden State Warriors won the NBA Finals in 2015, teams across the league have put more emphasis on outside shooting, but the fact of the matter is that no one can shoot like Steph. His playing ability has cemented him as the greatest shooter of all time, while also being a key contributor into turning the Warriors into a dynasty. His ability to get the ball up, the ability to play off the ball, his ability to pass the ball with both hands, and also his ability to go in there and, like we talked about, he's a great finisher. People don't give him credit because we see the half-court shots that he made, but he's a great finisher with both hands. He take contact well, so I mean this guy's phenomenal. Number 15, Kevin Durant. At nearly 7 foot, with a 7-foot 5-inch wingspan, KD combines the great shooting and off-the-dribble quickness of a much smaller player with the reach of a big man. His ability to effortlessly drive the lane or shoot from essentially anywhere on the court makes him nearly unguardable. Best of all, he's only gotten better over the years. What's also impressive about Durant is how he can seamlessly fit into a number of different systems with ease. A notable example of this was when he joined the Golden State Warriors in 2016. With his skill set and playing alongside the likes of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, he won back-to-back titles and finals MVPs with the team. Number 14, Jerry West. It takes someone truly special to become the literal logo for the NBA. Of course, there was more to Jerry West than just iconography. Drafted by the freshly relocated Lakers, West spent his entire 14-year career in LA, making it to the finals an incredible 9 times. He even took home the first-ever NBA Finals MVP, which gave him the unfortunate honor of being the only player to win it while losing the series. For a time, West's teams were unable to clear the final hurdle, but they were finally able to get over the hump in 1972 when the Lakers defeated the Knicks. 13. Hakeem Olajuwon. Throughout the years, more and more players outside of the United States have left their mark in the NBA. One such player is Hakeem Olajuwon. Raised in Nigeria, he helped set a blueprint for overseas players to achieve success in basketball. Some of his most notable accolades include becoming the first non-American to become an All-Star and an MVP. Congratulations, the 1994 NBA Most Valuable Player. Olajuwon quickly established himself as one of the best big men in the NBA's history and would go on to win back-to-back championships with the Houston Rockets in 1994 and 1995. As of the time of writing, Olajuwon is also one of only 4 men to ever record a quadruple-double and is the all-time leader in blocks. Number 12, Wilt Chamberlain. Legendary for different reasons off the court, Chamberlain was possibly the most dominant center to ever play the game. A 2-time NBA champion with the Philadelphia 76ers and the Los Angeles Lakers, Chamberlain measured in at 7 feet 1 inches and weighed between 275 and 300 pounds. Wilt held several NBA records in scoring and rebounding and won several titles for both due to him being the only player to obtain an average of 30 points and 20 rebounds a game while also scoring the most points ever in a single game with 100. Number 11, Bill Russell. One of the greatest centers ever, Russell played his entire career with the Boston Celtics and was instrumental in maintaining the Celtics' dominant dynasty during the 60s. As a 5-time NBA Most Valuable Player, Russell was known for his excellent defense and shot blocking. For 4 different seasons, he led the entire league in rebounds. To this day, he remains the second best of all time when it comes to both rebounds per game and total rebounds. He is also one of just 7 players in history to have an NBA championship, NCAA championship, and a gold medal from the Olympics. That's quite the exclusive club. 10. Larry Bird. Playing his entire career with the Celtics, the Bird is probably the best forward ever. Along with Magic Johnson and later Michael Jordan, Larry was instrumental in bringing the NBA into the national spotlight. The rivalry between Larry's Celtics and Magic's Lakers was legendary. Bird was named an NBA All-Star 12 times. And the NBA's league's most valuable player for 3 consecutive seasons. He was also part of the U.S. Olympic Dream Team and won 3 NBA championships. But more than that, Larry Bird was known as a defensive force and one of the league's toughest players. 9. Magic Johnson. Magic led the Showtime Lakers from 1979 to 1991. In his first NBA season, he won both an NBA championship and an MVP. Over his playing career, the NBA awarded him 3 MVPs, 12 All-Star appearances, and 10 total All-NBA first and second team nominations. He was a member of the Olympic Dream Team and won 5 NBA championships in total. In 1991, he abruptly retired after announcing he had contracted HIV. leaving many to wonder how great Magic could have been if he hadn't retired so early. 8. Tim Duncan. The big fundamental left the league the same way he entered it, humbly and quietly. Often called the greatest power forward of all time, Tim Duncan was selected to both All-NBA and All-Defensive teams in each of his first 13 seasons. With the Spurs, he won 5 NBA championships and was a 3-time Final MVP and 2-time League MVP. Impressively, he accomplished all this during the Kobe and LeBron eras. Or maybe it was the Tim Duncan era this whole time. Number 7, Oscar Robertson. Here is a man of significance, gold medalist, All-American, NBA champion, Hall of Famer, one of the NBA's 50 greatest, an unprecedented all-around performer, and a fearless pioneer. Making his debut in the 60s, the NBA and its fans had yet to see anyone like Oscar Robertson. Talented all around, he was an incredible shooter, rebounder, and playmaker. With this impressive and diverse skill set, he would average a triple-double during the 1961-62 regular season, something that wouldn't be replicated for 55 years. That stat becomes even more impressive when you realize assists were more stringent and the three-point line wouldn't be instituted till after his retirement. He is often credited for paving the way for big guards in the decades to come and even popularizing the head fake and fadeaway jumper. Number 6. Julius Erving. Although well-renowned in the ABA, Dr. J unquestionably made his mark in the NBA as well. He went on to play in 16 ABA seasons, and each one saw his team reach the playoffs. In that time, he helped popularize one of the most recognizable ways to score in basketball, the slam dunk. He brought a combination of finesse, power, and raw intimidation to the move that hadn't been seen before. Most notably on display when he posterized Bill Walton in the '77 finals and also when he rocked the baby. Number 5. Shaquille O'Neal. Originally drafted by the Orlando Magic, Shaq rose to championship-level dominance with the Los Angeles Lakers. As part of one of the greatest duels of all time along with Kobe Bryant, O'Neal would win 3 straight NBA championships. All 3 times he was the Finals MVP. He was also selected to 15 All-Star games, where he picked up 3 All-Star MVPs as well. After a rift developed between him and Lakers management, he was traded to Miami where he won another championship. Many wonder how many more he could have won if he stayed in LA with the Black Mamba, but our guess is all of them. Number 4, Kobe Bryant. Kobe was legendary for his work ethic and intensity. Several players of the era were known to wilt under the pressure and expectations Kobe put on his teammates. Playing his entire career with the Lakers, he won 5 NBA championships, an MVP, and scored over 33,000 points. His will to win and dominate his opponents was legendary. Oh, and he once scored 81 points, putting him right behind Wilt Chamberlain for most points scored in one game. Put Kobe on the team with any other player besides Jordan and there will be no question who the king of the court is. 3. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. In a league full of great centers, Kareem was maybe the best. Originally drafted by Milwaukee, my hometown, he won 1 championship with the Bucks and then went on to win 5 more with Magic and the Showtime Lakers. He was the arch nemesis of Wilt Chamberlain, and his legendary Skyhook was nearly unblockable. When he retired, he was the league's all-time leader in scoring with 38,387 points. He was also an all-time leader in minutes played, made field goals, blocks, and rebounds. Outside of Jordan and Bryant, there aren't many players who come close to his level of greatness. Number 2, LeBron James. LeBron James came to the NBA as perhaps one of the most hyped players ever. And he lived up to the hype and went on to be one of the most physically gifted athletes to ever play as a small forward. But James put himself at the center of controversy when he decided to leave his hometown team and join Dwayne Wade's Miami Heat to form a super team. It's a move that resulted in 2 championships, and LeBron would win a 3rd after returning to Cleveland and then a 4th upon joining the Lakers. As of the time of writing, James has also played for 19 NBA All-Star teams while earning 3 All-Star MVPs in addition to his 4 NBA MVPs and 4 Finals MVPs. Number 1. Michael Jordan. Were you really expecting anyone else? His Ernest was a member of 6 championship teams, achieved 2 three-peats, and won 5 MVP awards. He was a 10-time All-NBA First Team, 9-time All-Defensive First Team, and a 14-time All-Star selection. He briefly retired in 1994 to try his hand at baseball, but returned in 1995 and won 3 more titles with the Chicago Bulls. Jordan led his Bulls to a thin record 72 regular season wins. He also holds the NBA record for all-time regular season scoring percentage and highest career playoff scoring average. Air Jordan is easily the greatest player to ever play the game of basketball. Let us know in the comments below who you think is the GOAT. Did you